Hey Bulldogs, let's see what's happening this week on Code Blue Now. First, we bring it over to Michael for the new Smithsonian exhibit. Next, Nina and Riley tells us what a sport really is. Then Cole fills us in on what it takes to be a black belt. Now please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. Hey Bulldogs, I'm Marie Ruma.
And I'm Giselle Pires, and welcome back to another episode of Code Blue Now.
3, 2, 1, 0.
It feels so good to be back at the desk, right, Arish?
It sure is, Giselle. I've just been so exhausted recently.
Me too. School is really taking a toll on me.
I can't wait for graduation and just be done with high school.
Well, on the topic of graduation, we have an announcement for our seniors. The AFL-CIO scholarship is coming up, and to be eligible, you must take the labor history exam first. Good luck.
That sounds great. I'll be sure to check it out. Being a senior puts so much stuff on my plate.
Good thing I still have 2 years until I graduate. You know what's a great way to relax and set your mind off all the big things you have to do? The Smithsonian Museum.
Smithsonian? What's that?
Well, if I'm honest, I'm not too sure. But I heard that Michael has all the details. Take it away.
In times like these, knowing about democracy and civic duty is such an important part of American life. Luckily, the traveling Smithsonian exhibit has come to Holbrook. It's one of only 6 towns in Massachusetts to have this exciting opportunity.
Kick the day off. I'm Ann Mahoney. I'm the new town administrator of the town of Holbrook.
So this exhibit is really important for everybody, from kindergartners to college kids to our senior citizens at the COA. We want people to come out and really remember and embrace our history. There were times when people couldn't vote, and there were times that we had to fight for those things, and that's why every voice matters when it comes to an election.
Towns across Massachusetts.
It shows all of the questions that people in this country have had to ask themselves about what it means to be self-governing. I think that's what it teaches us about democracy, that it's an unfolding story. Small towns are where democracy is face-to-face. And I think that's a really important part of the story of democracy. And because I think the national resources, like the Smithsonian, belong everywhere.
The whole exhibit stands out to me because I'm a believer. I've been an elected official, and I've always said your voice matters. And when you elect people to office, the people that you elect should remember what they said to you and why they were running, and they should represent you. And I always say to people at the same time, if people stop doing the things they say they were going to do, you have the opportunity to make a change and vote again and bring somebody else who will. So that is the reason why voting really matters. And I want people to know that people think sometimes that their voice doesn't carry. It only carries when you execute that vote.
Really, it's been people. Yeah, I think it teaches people that it's participatory, that you have to participate. For the democracy to survive, you have to add your voice and you have to vote. And I think that's the key takeaway from this exhibit. I think it was interesting to see the timeline of all the important steps from the Declaration of Independence forward, whether it was the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. We've had challenges, we've had trials and tribulations, but we've gotten through it, and you come to this exhibit and you realize that we'll get through this as well, and that as long as we raise our voices and continue to vote, American democracy will survive.
The Smithsonian exhibit is bringing people together by showcasing the history of civic action and advocacy in America. It is so exciting that this exhibit has made its way to Holbrook. This has been Michael Shar reporting for CBN.
Wow, the exhibit looks super amazing and interesting.
I know, right? I would love to take a trip down there and see all the cool stuff.
Speaking of cool things, our sports teams are performing some super cool stuff.
You're right, but to play a sport, you need to be in good health.
I got my physical in the summer and they told me I'm like 6'7" feet tall.
Good one, Arish. 10th grade screenings will begin today in the nurse's office. Screenings will include height, weight, vision, and hearing.
I love all our sports teams, but I really can't wait till the winter season. It's my favorite time of the year with the basketball games and all.
Well, don't get ahead of yourself. Our fall sports teams have still been hard at work. Let's toss it over to Alan for the details.
Here's a word with sports this week. The varsity football team will be playing O'Brien High School away at 4 p.m. The girls varsity soccer team beat Lennox Memorial High School 6-2 for the first playoff win this season. Stay tuned for the next playoff game, which will either be against Monson or Franklin County. Additionally, the boys varsity soccer team lost its opening playoff game to Monson with a score of 3-1. Bringing things to the court, the girls volleyball team lost their first playoff game to Franklin County in a close 3-2 game. Our teams have been strong, so be sure to cheer on the girls in their upcoming game and the football team in their last regular season game. That's all I have for you guys. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Alan. It's great to see our team succeeding.
And going forward, our girls varsity soccer team has their second playoff game, and we'll be going head-to-head against Monson High at 2 p.m.
I can't wait to see them play. Our girls team have been unstoppable.
I couldn't agree more. But now, back to the topic of winter season. I love going to the basketball games and cheering my heart out on the sidelines.
Well, you know what's even more important than spending time at after-school events?
What?
Your grades. Report cards were finalized and will be in Aspen for term 1. It's available today at after school.
I'll be sure to check my grades after school so I can try out and be in good standing for winter cheer.
Well, grades aren't the most important thing. Behavior is also very crucial.
You're right. Parent-teacher conferences are Thursday, November 13th from 5 to 7 and Friday, November 14th from 12 to 2:20. Be sure to sign up. With any questions, contact Ms. Bates.
Hold on. What's the behavior like on sports?
That's a really good question. Let's toss it over to Nina and Rylan.
There's been a lot of recent debate about what defines a sport.
Whether it's just physical or a combination of things.
Personally, I think the amount of physical activity defines a sport. I believe that what makes a sport is physical activity, not just competition. Physical effort, movement, and athletic skill are at the heart of every true sport. Yes, there is a competition involved, but without some level of physical excursion, it shouldn't be called a sport. Let's think about it. Basketball, soccer, tennis, and dance all involve pushing the body, not just the mind. That's what makes them athletic. Games like chess or esports may require skill and strategy, but they don't test the body the way sports do. They're competitions, absolutely, but that doesn't automatically make them sports. A sport should involve movement, strength, endurance, or coordination, not just rules and winning. If we start calling anything a competitive sport, then spelling bees and cooking shows would qualify. And clearly, they don't. The key difference is physical performance.
Why, thank you, Rylan. And while I respect your opinion, I don't necessarily agree. You believe that a sport is defined as anything physical, but for me, that's entirely too broad. I believe that a sport is any activity that involves competition, skill, and rules. Now sure, more sports are in fact physical, I'll give you that, but I wouldn't say that the defining factor is just movement, it's the competitive nature of it. Whether it's basketball or chess, what makes a sport is the structure. It's very clear rules and the drive to win. If we were to define sports by physical activity, then that would make something as simple as walking to your fridge or doing your laundry technically count as a sport. And I would hope that we could all agree that's pushing it. So if you ask me, in the end, it's not just about moving your body, but about challenging yourself and others to be the best at something. That's what makes a sport.
Well, I think we'll just have to agree to disagree on this one. In my book, if it doesn't get you physically moving, it's not really a sport.
And in mine, it's all about the competition, whether you're running a marathon or moving a chess piece.
Clearly, we both have very different views, but maybe that's what makes the conversation so interesting.
Maybe so, but now we want to know, what do you think? What really makes something a sport? Let us know your take. But for now,
this has been Rylan Muse
and Nina Bonnet, reporting for CBN.
Thanks, girls. Nina does have a good point.
Personally, I agreed with Rylan.
Well, if you say so.
Trust me, I know so.
Whoa, don't need to get aggressive now. We should leave that to our sports teams.
Well, with our fall sports teams coming to a close, the fall banquet is on November 18th. Be there to claim awards and eat some delicious refreshments and snacks.
And speaking of celebrating with our athletes, what's better than being a part of their coverage? If you ever wanted to help out with covering our sports team, pop out on Wednesday for a sports broadcast meeting after school in the studio.
That's awesome. I'm pretty excited to see some new faces there.
I know, right? I really love to see how much our school cares about us.
They're always so thoughtful and help guide all of our students to success.
Well, If you're in middle school, HMHS Hometown High School Night is right around the corner on Thursday, November 12th in the auditorium at 6:30. Make sure to be there to talk about many opportunities students have here at HMHS. Email Ms. Bates with any questions.
I'll be sure to let all the middle schoolers know about all the interesting things Holbrook has to offer.
Want to know something super fascinating I heard about?
What?
What it takes to be a black belt. Cole took the trip to the local dojo to ask us more about the questions. Let's crane kick it over to him.
The history of Taekwondo, achieving black belt is the most challenging goal, and some individuals have successfully reached this status. This dojo in Rockland gives its students the opportunity.
My rank is 5th degree black belt in Taekwondo. I've been doing Taekwondo 30 years. What challenges have I faced during my black belt? I would say that just trying to stay consistently motivated, as at the same time raising a family and working and keep training in Taekwondo. I plan on continuing. I'm hoping to go for 6th degree one day. On top of that, I just always want to get better, faster, and stronger no matter what.
Taking Taekwondo for around 8 years now. So on the journey of getting my black belt, especially when I was younger, I would go up against a lot bigger guys and things like sparring. A lot of just like memory problems because I'm just, stupid kid, can't remember much. But now it's really nice that I don't have to deal with that anymore because I'm full work at this point.
I've been doing it for about 6 years. I'm a little bit smaller than everybody else, so it's hard for me. I want to keep going with this and probably become my own instructor.
If my college doesn't have a Taekwondo studio, I plan to start my own club. That way I can get the word out there, getting specifically women to do self-defenses, make sure they're nice and safe around campus.
It's amazing to see so many students achieving and working towards their black belt. For CBN, this has been Cole Nastasia reporting.
Thanks, Cole. I never really knew how hard Taekwondo was.
Being a black belt takes focus, strength, and maybe a few broken boards along the way.
Luckily, the only thing we're breaking into is the weekend.
I'm so glad this week is over. I've just been so tired.
Don't fall asleep just yet. We still need to sign off.
You're right. So for Code Blue Now, this has been Arish Ruma
and Giselle Pyrus, and we'll see you next week.